Hey, what's up, you guys? So today I'm going to be doing a base routine. So I'm going to teach you guys how to do what kind of primers I like, foundation, concealer, setting powder, and then I'm going to do bronzer, blush, and highlight. And I'm going to kind of walk you guys all through the way that I like to do that, and maybe you guys will pick up some tips along the way, and I'll try to show you guys what I've learned. Also, I know that you guys are still looking up at me. I still don't have anything to put my phone on. And also, I'm sorry that I haven't uploaded in like a week. I've had some stuff go on in my personal life, and also I'm in a play, Annie, and we had our first show weekend this weekend, so we had practices like almost every single day. I was so busy and so tired that I just did not have time to film a video, let alone edit it. So, we're back. We have a show next weekend too. We have 3 shows next weekend actually. But for right now, it's Sunday, I'm not doing anything, so I'm going to film a video and hopefully I'll get it up tonight. So my face is super red right now. I know, I'm sorry. I just took a shower, and taking a shower always makes my face super red through here, and it makes it dry too, so we're gonna try to fix that. So the first step for anyone, I don't care if you have oily skin, combo, dry, especially dry, you need to moisturize. I like the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. If you're oily, or maybe just not even as dry as me, you might not want to use a moisturizer that's this thick. This moisturizer does absorb into your skin pretty well, so it's not like it's lifting your foundation or moving it around or anything like that. But it's still good to moisturize with some kind of moisturizer. If you have oilier skin or more sensitive skin, or you want a quicker absorbing moisturizer, even though this one does absorb pretty quickly. Why can't I say the word moisturizer? Anyway, gel moisturizers are pretty good, too. They're just not quite heavy duty enough for me, especially in the winter, because my skin is literally like flaking off my face some days. So the next step is primer, if you like to do primer. I don't always do primer, but I got a couple primers that I liked recently that I felt like actually did something. So some of my makeup's sitting here, and the rest of it I had at the play to like do my makeup at the play, and I haven't unpacked it yet, so it's like in this box, and the box was open, and I went to pick it up and it like almost slung everywhere. The 2 primers that I've been liking are both from the brand Touch and Soul. I really like the No Poreblem Priming Water, and I also really like the No Poreblem Primer. If my skin is less dry one day, I'll use this. If my skin is more dry, I'll use this, because this is hydrating, and this is more pore filling and smoothing and makes the foundation last longer. This makes the foundation last longer too, but this is for when I need a little extra moisture. I have only one complaint about this primer, and it's that you kind of have to put it on like this, right? Like you rub it on your hands, and then what I do is just kind of press. It smells like rose water, which is very nice. And you just kind of tap it onto your skin like that, which works, but then your hands are like, it feels greasy. I don't think it feels greasy on your face, but it feels super greasy on your hands, and I dislike that. I'm using a different sponge today because I had my beauty blender, like my little pink one, the actual like brand beauty blender, I had it at the play, and it got like dirty, and I haven't washed it yet, and I didn't want to use it on my face. So I have this one. It's just like a cheaper one from Marshall's. It's not as squishy as the beauty blender, and it gets a lot bigger, like it's huge. But it is pretty nice, and it's supposed to be infused with like vitamin E. I don't know if that does anything or not. So today, I'm going to be using my Tarte Clay Stick Foundation. I'm almost out of this, look. That's it. That's all I got. I'm upset. So I'm just going to kind of place this. I really like stick foundations. I wish there were more stick foundations that were hydrating. Because I do really enjoy the convenience of them. But there's so many that are just such a cakey, dry, matte mess on me that I usually don't like them very much. I really want to try the Vanish the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. On the days that my face is really red, like today, it doesn't really do much to hide that. If you're somebody who has dry skin, if you find that your skin is always really dry when you get out of the shower, a tip that my doctor gave me is if it's bothering you, you can take a cooler shower, because hot water dries your skin out faster, I think. I don't do that because I like hot showers and I'd rather just hydrate my face more afterwards, but if that's something that you're willing to do, that is apparently something that can help. So once your foundation's all blended in, the next step is concealer. And the concealer that I have, I used to really like. It's the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define concealer. I've kind of gotten over it. I feel like it's really thick, but for being so thick, it doesn't really cover as much. Like if I'm gonna have to deal with blending out a super thick concealer, I want it to cover up my dark circles. And this concealer for sure doesn't cover them. And it also settles into my under eye lines, like, pretty darn bad. I want something else. I'm over it now. I've heard that Jeffree Star is dropping concealers and foundation, and I'm really excited, and I hope it's on a matte foundation because literally every time I get excited for a foundation release, I find out that the foundation is matte, and matte foundations and I just do not mix. I've never found a matte foundation that works on my face. So next is setting your face, and the powder that I have found that works the best for me, that I've found so far, is the Lancôme Translucent Loose Setting Powder. It's pretty expensive. I think it's like $38, but it's the powder that I found looks the least powdery on me. What I just did was, when you have your concealer and then you reach for your setting powder, you usually are looking down, which can create creases in your concealer. So right before you go to set your under eye with the powder, take your sponge or your brush or whatever you put your foundation on your face with and tap it back out to get rid of those creases, so that way there's less lines under your eyes than there would have normally been. Also, I pack the powder under my eyes a little more than I do on the rest of my face. And I do it with the Morphe M536 brush because the bristles are pretty dense and I think it gets more powder under there. And it's tapered, so it's perfect for like your under eye area. I also take the same brush, I tap out my foundation with the sponge, and then I take the same brush, dip it into a little more powder, and I pack a little extra powder into my smile lines because those tend to also crease more than anywhere else on my face. I'm going to take a big crown fluffy powder brush. I'm going to dip into the powder, tap a little of the excess off, and then just very lightly, I'm going to put a little bit of powder all over the rest of my face. And what you can do now is kind of just tap your face, and anywhere that feels kind of sticky or tacky, put a little more powder there because you obviously missed it or didn't get enough powder when you were setting your face. That was a lot. Also, I'm sorry, I know that you can like see some of this stuff. I don't have anywhere else to set it. Like, it doesn't scoot much farther back. So I'm going to pick you guys up and show you. It's not perfect because my skin is pretty dry today, but you can see there's not very much powder sitting. Like, you can't see a ton of powder sitting on my face. I don't like to look powdery or anything like that. I like for my foundation to look like skin and to just be a good base for makeup. So that is what I prefer. So another good tip if you have dry skin is to set your face with setting spray twice. So I do it after I finish my foundation, and then I do it again after I put on all my other powder products. But this is to kind of set my translucent powder. I'm almost out of this. I had to order some more. This is my favorite setting spray. It's the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Next, I'm going to be doing bronzer, blush, and highlight. And today, I think I'm going to use my Too Faced. I'm going to be using my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer in the shade Milk Chocolate Matte. And I'm going to take a little angled contour brush. This is also a crown brush. They don't have numbers on them or anything, or I'd tell you guys. And I'm just going to dip in, tap off the excess, and then start back here at your ear and place most of the color there. So what you're doing is with contour is, see these lines? See where my cheekbones go? You're just trying to accentuate that a little bit and bring some color and dimension back to your face, because when you use a really full coverage foundation and concealer and powder, you wipe out all the flaws on your face, but you also end up making your face look a little flat. So contour, blush, and highlight kind of bring a little life back to your face, a little bit of dimension, a little bit of color, to make your face more realistic, but just a more heightened version of what it was before you put the makeup on. So I like to put little bits of contour on at a time. Make sure you don't have to put too much on at once, because it's easy to add more and get more color if that's what you want, but it's a lot harder when you put too much on to begin with to take it back. And you're placing it, and then don't blend down your cheek, blend up into the top of your cheekbone and back. Don't blend up to here. Oof. Don't blend up to here and don't blend down here, because you're trying to place the contour where the natural like hollow of your cheek would be. I don't really contour my nose, but I do put a little bit of color on it just because I don't like anything to look super flat. I like to put a little bit of bronzer under my jaw to kind of bring the shadows back there. And I like to put a little bit on my forehead to bring some color back there as well. After I do bronzer, I like to do blush. I'm going to be taking my NARS Orgasm blush. It's a pretty shimmery, pinky toned blush. And I'm going to be taking my Morphe E4 blush brush. And I like the angle of it because it like captures your cheek. So dip, tap, and then start the blush at the apple of your cheek so you can smile to see where it starts. Tap it and then drag it back. Blending again in circular motions. And I don't use blush so much as so that you can see that I'm wearing blush, which I mean you can, but I use blush to blend my contour, and it makes the whole thing look a little more natural. Like that, like it's all kind of blended together. Next we're going to do highlight, and I have been loving the Pretty Vulgar Shimmering Swan highlight that I got in my BoxyCharm, so we're going to use that today. It's just the perfect kind of like, well, first of all, it's the perfect shade for me. And also, it's just perfect the way that it's not glitter. It's just this beautiful sheen, like this pretty pearlescent like glow. It's so pretty. You want to take your highlight and place it on the parts of your face where light would naturally hit. So light would hit the tops of your cheekbones, light would hit the tip of your nose, and up the bridge of your nose. It hits your cupid's bow, the center of your forehead, and also it hits your chin a little bit. So that just kind of brings back so that your face isn't super matte from all the powder. And then after all of that, you're going to once again set your face. And I like to kind of fan or tap my setting spray in so that it kind of mixes with the powders a little better and sinks in a little faster. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching my base makeup for dry skin tutorial. If you guys want to see more tutorials like this or more eye looks or anything, just go ahead and leave a comment below. And thanks for being patient and like waiting while I didn't upload for a week. Yeah, thank you so much. Bye guys.